that lets you save...
Look here.
True Form Life.
Green look-em.
Welcome to another edition of Exploring Mind and Body. As always, I'm your host, True Form's Drew Tadia, fitness expert. Today we've got a very enticing offer to share with you in a segment called The People's Protein. This could earn you 6 months of free protein, which is better than a $400 value. We're also talking about questions sent in by you. So we've got that and so much more coming up on...
This is Exploring Mind and Body with True Form's Drew Tadia, fitness expert on 96.5 CKFM.
This segment brought to you by Complete Truth Protein Powder. Live free, live true with whole natural foods. No additives, preservatives, soy, gluten, and dairy free. Supplement with superfoods to energize your day. Visit CompleteTruthProtein.co for details.
All right, let's jump right into it because this is going to be something you want to hear about. This segment's called The People's Protein. I met a wonderful lady named Wendy at an Airdrie event this summer where we had our protein booth set up. Wendy's one of the main reasons this new idea came up. And as you'll soon find out, how Complete Truth Protein became the People's Protein. At times, getting our product onto store shelves can be an uphill battle. Not long after I spoke with Wendy, when she recommended I give Airdrie Nutters a call, Complete Truth was on their shelf. All it took was a recommendation. Someone that had inside information. Someone that knew someone. And bam, there I was. Literally standing front and center in the Nutters staff room, introducing Complete Truth Protein. As always, I believe there's a repeatable path to success. So many great people claim they stood on the shoulders of giants, like Isaac Newton and Anthony Robbins, to get to where they were at. I'm no different with what I've learned and what I've been able to do. Through research, learning, and experimenting, most of what I've done came from someone who's done it before in some way. I figured, since Wendy knew someone, which was mainly the knowledge that this person supports local products, other people do too. People know store owners. We all know someone that knows someone. And often, that's what it takes to get an edge. Sometimes all you need is a little help, a little push through the doorway, and you're off and running. Sometimes all we need is someone like Wendy. I believe in people. I believe in making your voice heard and coming together to make a difference. So what I've decided to do is reach out to you. Those listening to this, those that frequent health food stores, those that make a difference every day with the choices they make through purchases. So much like our better than guarantee, I'm going to offer you something no other company is willing to do, and possibly something no other company has done before. I'm going to give you the power, which ultimately you already have, to influence retail stores on the products you want to see on their shelves. All you have to do is send an email to info@CompleteTruthProtein.co and request a free sample. After your sample arrives, you take the sample to whatever store you think is a good fit. Send a short email to info@CompleteTruthProtein.co and let us know which store you've dropped off the sample to and when. There are a few stipulations, so please read the general terms and conditions at CompleteTruthProtein.co before you bring your sample to a store. I'll follow up with a phone call to see if they're interested in the product. If they agree to carry Complete Truth, I'm going to give you 6 months of free protein, which is better than a $400 offer. There's no follow-up to the store. There's no calling or emailing at your end. All you do is ask for the store manager or ask for the sample to be left for the manager and that you'd like to see this product on their shelves. And that's it. That's all there is to it. If you're interested, we'll take a picture next to you and Complete Truth on their store shelf, which of course was made possible by you. Of course, this isn't a requirement, but I do feel it's important to let people know you, much like Wendy, are real people, and this idea really is possible. Many times I hear at certain events, wow, this product should be everywhere. Where can I find it? I've even heard, I know the purchasing manager at. So all I'm doing here is offering a little incentive to make that call, to show up and drop off a sample. Maybe you even know someone. More times than not, we do know someone that could help. We know someone that could change the entire face of a company. But we think our vote doesn't count. We think we won't be heard, or they won't pay attention to us. What could one person do anyways? Look what Rosa Parks did. Look what Gandhi or Mother Teresa. These are regular people that chose to make extraordinary decisions. They changed the world. And although this is only a protein company, we positively influence lives. We offer an easier choice to live healthier. And we offer an option that's gluten-free and dairy-free, and a few other things, of course, that many people with allergies struggle to find every day. We're a whole food company that's different than your regular supplement. I believe food heals, food prevents, and food cures. That's why we've chosen a whole food instead of your conventional supplement. It's why we make a difference, and it's why we believe we'll change the industry. More and more people are looking to food every day. More people are trying raw diets. More people are choosing to skip the meat and try vegan or vegetarian. We truly believe we have something people want, and we'll keep moving forward until we're proven right or until we're proven wrong. That decision, in large part, will be up to you.
Exploring mind and body with Trueform's Drew Tadia would not be possible without the help from the following sponsors: AG Foods in Didsbury, CLC Fitness Center, Health Street in the Cornerstone Shopping Center Olds, and Shoppers Drug Mart, working together to help build a healthier tomorrow. For more information on Trueform Life, Drew Tadia, or how to become a sponsor of Exploring Mind and Body, visit TrueFormLife.com.
All right, in this segment, we're talking about questions of the day. Often I get questions throughout the day, whether at classes or over email. So I thought I'd read the questions and answers on air because a lot of us have the same questions. So here we go. Can I work out 7 days a week, or will this hinder my progress? It's important to schedule days to rest in between workouts. Rest doesn't always mean literally rest or do nothing. A rest day could be a light cardio day, meaning walking, biking, playing with the kids, something active. Of course, depending on how extreme your exercises are, will depend on what you consider a light cardio day. Resting is important though, because when we work out, we actually break down muscle. We need to give that muscle a chance to recover, which is why sleep is so important to the body, both mentally and physically. I suggest you schedule a rest day if you're working out hard 5 to 6 days a week. Schedule in a day or two where you relax so you don't feel guilty about not exercising. Your body needs that day of rest so you continue to grow and get better at a more efficient rate. Not giving your body a chance to rest properly is a good recipe for injury, a plateau, or boredom. Schedule that day in, enjoy a break, and get back at it. The next question we have is, to lose weight, is it as simple as calories in, calories out, or does the source of calories count? So my answer is no, I wouldn't say it's that simple. We all know some people can eat whatever they want and gain nothing, while others look at ice cream and gain weight. Of course, that's a slight exaggeration. How fast our metabolism runs is a component. The type of foods we're consuming is definitely a factor, and how active we are is also a factor. There are many aspects to gaining and losing weight. I don't often suggest counting calories. My advice would be to set a goal, other than lose weight. Decide you're going to start living a healthy lifestyle and focus on what you want to achieve. All right, and the last question today we have, is it true that at a certain point when doing cardio, you could be overexerting yourself to a point where you're not efficiently burning calories? To be quite honest, I haven't heard this before. There are a number of different things you can do to be more efficient to reach your goals of burning calories. For example, run-walk type of cardio. You could mix in some sprints, mix up the type of cardio being a rowing machine, elliptical, or treadmill. If you're not in a gym, you could do other things like ride a bike, jog, run, or even walk. Hills are always good to keep the body guessing and to work different muscles. In athletics, there's often different types of training throughout the day. Some are sport-specific, some are strengthening, and some are strictly to increase your cardiovascular capacity. A more specific example is when an athlete trains for any kind of fitness competition, whether that be bodybuilding or bikini. Near that last week, to burn excess body fat, cardio is done up to 2 hours a day, usually at different times, mind you, but that's a long time. So to summarize, or answer the question more directly, no, I can't say I've heard of doing too much cardio so you're not burning calories efficiently. The only thing I can think of is when you hit a plateau. Just be sure to change things up once in a while, including food. Eat different meals at different times a day. Keep your workout routine fresh and original, and you'll be able to keep moving forward and reach all your health and fitness goals. If you're interested in having one of your questions read on air, go ahead and email me directly at drewtadia@gmail.com.
This segment brought to you by Trueform Fitness for all your health and fitness needs. Personal training and group classes available locally. Visit TrueFormLife.com for details.
In this segment, I'm going to talk about guilt. Now, I've talked about guilt before, but that usually concerns feeling guilty about not exercising or feeling guilty when you eat junk food. This segment about guilt from an entirely different angle. We all know that guilt feeling when, let's say, for example, we were kids and we know we did something wrong. Our parents found out and they confronted us. Except this time, they weren't angry. They didn't yell. There was no punishment. It was simply the look in the eyes and the feeling of disappointment. If we can remember that far back, for some of us, as kids, there was nothing worse than that feeling. How do you react to that punishment, if you will? You can't be angry. You didn't even get grounded. You have to sit, feel, and know what your parents were so disappointed they didn't even discipline you. They simply walked away, thinking, who knows what. As children, all kinds of things would go through our heads. We failed our parents. We disappointed them. How could we be so inconsiderate? When we were very young, all we wanted to do was impress our parents. This fact is clear when you're around a child and a parent, if you're not yourself, when all they want you to do is watch them. Watch this, Dad. Watch this, Mom. About 100 times in a minute, which is enough to drive anyone crazy. Of course, it's the love of that child and how much you love them, which makes it bearable. It seems at times we quickly forget this as teenagers. How much we want to impress our parents. But it's there, somewhere. Deep down, it's still there. Which is why that disappointing walk away with no punishment is the punishment that hits home the most. Now that we have a base of what I'm talking about, let's get somewhere with this different angle of guilt. It really takes two to tango, doesn't it? Two people have to participate to complete a two-person dance. Two people come together to make a couple, and when guilt is being inflicted, guilt also has to be accepted. Oh, now we're getting to the good stuff. We have to accept guilt for guilt to be placed upon a person. Therefore, not only one person is at fault, let's say, if guilt is in the air. Some people inflict guilt without even knowing it. And some people inflict guilt in such a way the other person doesn't even know they're doing it on purpose. Whether that be consciously or subconsciously, it's still there. Let's say there's abuse going on. I don't think there's much difference between physical abuse or verbal abuse. The physical heals much quicker, so that type doesn't matter. For any kind of abuse, there's usually two people involved. On one end, there's a person inflicting the abuse. And on the other end, there's a person accepting the abuse. Yes, that's right. I said accepting. This may be difficult to hear and a hard pill to swallow. But the truth of the matter is, those of us that accept any type of abuse are at fault too. Of course, there are exceptions. Child abuse for one. But for this given segment, I'm talking more about mental and verbal abuse to an audience of more so adults. Another example that may get a few people hot under the collar, if we're being abused at home by our spouse, although it doesn't seem like it, we do have a choice. We don't have to go home. We don't have to put up with it. And there are outlets of help. Some people put up with this abuse because they're too scared to leave. They think the consequences will be worse, or the threat given to them if they leave will hold true. We also fear being alone. We think no one else will want us. How will we afford it? How will we handle being alone? So we put up with the physical and mental abuse. As noted earlier, I believe mental abuse is just as destructive and effective as physical abuse. More mildly, do you live with someone that never supports anything you do? Do they laugh or sneer at a new meal you want to try? Or give you a hard time whenever you want to exercise or leave the house? This isn't direct abuse, but it certainly doesn't have anything to do with encouraging. We choose this environment. We make the decision that, in this instance, our spouse is more important than our health. Of course, if we choose not to leave the house. Because more times than not, if a spouse is that much against something, we tend to give up and join them on the couch with a TV dinner. There's the more violent abuse of name-calling, making you feel smaller than you are, leaving you with no self-esteem, wishing you could crawl under a rock, which is something that usually stays with us our entire lifetime. Verbal abuse is something we rarely get over. And lastly, getting back to guilt, it's the guilt trip. It's the you're leaving again, which could be with friends, it could be go to work, or it could be the gym. This happens both equally to men and women. I wouldn't say there's a gender sway. But this is the same kind of guilt we grew up with as children. This is the same walk-away disappointment which parents, whether they knew it or not, still hand out freely. This is why grown adults still live in their parents' basements. Yes, of course, there are exceptions and circumstances that may not be avoided for a given time frame. But this is why some people get married and never go out with friends anymore. This is why people would rather sit on the couch instead of hit the gym. Because the spouse won't exercise, and there's a whole lot of guilt given out if someone tries to leave. I believe this guilt comes out of love most of the time. As a child, your parents really were disappointed. They cared that much that they were honestly hurt if you don't listen to them, behave, or come home at a decent time. Their genuine interest is your well-being most of the time. But don't forget about the other end of the spectrum. Sometimes a spouse doesn't want you to move further in life, like feeling better or eating better, because they fear you'll move on without them, since they aren't willing to make sacrifices to better themselves. Sometimes a parent doesn't want to be alone, so they use a type of guilt tactic so the child stays, who may now even be an adult. And don't get me wrong here. My goal here isn't to inflict any guilt out of this segment. My goal is to bring up something that often arises and we don't know about. I'm not attacking any parent that really cares, or a spouse, and I'm certainly not letting anyone off the hook that may feel abused in some way, which again is why I said it takes two to tango. The point I'm getting across here, we don't have to accept guilt. It takes two to accomplish a task such as this one. If we don't accept the guilt, then it isn't there. If we know what we're doing is good, and we have decent intentions, then there's no reason to feel guilty. And there's no reason to give that person inflicting that power. As I often say, we have choices, we have options, and we have the strength to make our own decisions. The decision that forms our destiny. We can choose to let guilt take us over, or we can choose to stand above it and be that person we want to be.
Exploring mind and body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadian. Brought to you in part by Curves Complete, the whole solution that makes burning fat as easy as 1, 2, 3. Get exercise, meal plan, and coaching for $14.95 a week. Call Curves and Olds at 403-556-5992 to schedule a free, no-obligation appointment.
All right, that's all we have for you this evening. Be sure to tune in next week for some more health and fitness tips. As always, I'm your host, Trueform's Drew Tadian, fitness expert in health and fitness for a better world. Thanks for listening.
You've been listening to Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform's Drew Tadian, fitness expert. For more on Trueform's Drew Tadian, visit TrueformLife.com. Exploring Mind and Body with Trueform Life's Drew Tadian would not be possible without the help of GDK Gravel and Sand. GDK Gravel and Sand, now offering all products in 1/2 and 1 yard bags. Give them a call today for more information. 1-877-335-2091.